Namaste, welcome to a class in what sounds like an echoey dome. Hope it comes across okay. So, it's going to be a short class based on breathwork and a little bit of yin and a bit of movement. So, we're just going to start in a comfortable seated position with the legs crossed. Maybe you want to sit up on a block or on a cushion. Good. And then sitting in your favourite position with the hands resting onto the knees, closing down the eyes with a nice straight back. Take a couple of deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Good. Just take a couple of breaths. Settle into the practice, settle into the body. Good. And then open your eyes. So just be aware, with the eyes open, the sitting bones connected to the floor, maybe it's the knees and the shins, depending on how you're sitting. So let's just go through a couple of breath practices today. So we're going to do this alkaline breath again, which is when we take the roof of the tongue to the mouth, and then the inhale comes through the nose, we go, and then when we exhale, we go through the mouth. Inhale, exhale, mouth. The inhale is through the nose, tongue to the roof. We'll do this together in a sec. Good. And then we're going to do a breath retention with that one. And then we're going to do a variation of alternate nostril breathing where we're going to do inhales and exhales through the left for a few times. Stay with the left. And then we'll go through the right. But I'll guide you as we go. Sometimes the breath work is not practiced, especially vigorous. If you're pregnant, or you have any issues with high or low blood pressure, so just be mindful of that. Otherwise, let's make a start. Again, just closing down the eyes. Take a big inhale and exhale through the nose. And then inhaling through the nose, exhale mouth. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. Audible. Inhale through the nose, exhale mouth. Keep going. Inhale, the tongue reaches the roof of the mouth. Exhale, the mouth opens. Couple more. Just do this at your own pace. Good. 3 more. After you've done the third one, inhale through the nose and hold the breath. Take the breath into the chest. And then exhale, let the breath come out of the mouth really slowly, and then keep the breath out. Keep the breath out, keep the breath out, keep the breath out. Draw the belly button a little bit in towards the spine. And then inhale through the nose. Hold the breath. When you exhale, hum. Like this. With me. Awesome. Inhale, exhale through the nose normally. Awesome. Let's do that again. So inhale, the tongue goes to the roof of the mouth, exhale through the mouth. When you're ready, exhaling fully. And take a nice big inhale. Exhale, mouth. A bit faster, inhale. Mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You keep going. Inhaling and exhaling. 3 more. After the third inhale, hold the breath. Not always hold it into the chest. Exhale through the mouth with control. And then keep the breath out. So you're holding the breath out. Once the breath is out, draw the belly button to the spine. Inhale. Hold the breath. And then we're going to exhale with the hum in 3, 2, 1. Good. Couple of rounds of inhale and exhale through the nose. Just observe your body, your mind, breath. Good. And then using the right hand, we're going to use the thumb to close the left nostril. We're going to take a few rounds, close the right nostril, sorry. We're going to take it through a few rounds through the left nostril. And then we use that fourth finger, the ring finger, to close the left nostril. And then we'll take breath through the right nostril. Okay? And I'll quickly show you on my own first. I'm going to close this. And then we'll switch. Okay? If you have a blocked nose or one nostril is difficult to breathe through, then if you have to, you can do this in your imagination. So you can close your eyes and you can imagine that the breath is going through one side and then the other. So just balancing out hemispheres of the brain, balancing out the breath in the body, the masculine and the feminine. So when you're ready, taking the right thumb, you can rest the shoulder, close the left nostril, and then inhale deeply through the left nostril. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale left. Close the left. Inhale right nostril. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale right. Close the right. Inhale left. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale right. One more time. Inhale right. Exhale right. Release the hands. Inhale through both nostrils. Hold the breath in. Exhale with the hum in 3, 2, 1. Good. Opening up through the throat chakra. Inhale and exhale through both nostrils. Observe the body, observe the mind, the breath. Good. When you're ready, bring the hands to heart center, keeping the eyes closed. Take the thumbs to the center of the forehead. And take them down to the center of your throat. And then back to your heart space. Good. Opening the eyes, straightening out the legs, shaking the legs off. I forgot to say that if you wanted to, you can play music, got some incense on like I have, anything to make the ambient a little more conducive to yin. So, let's start taking the feet together. You don't necessarily, I like to have a block with me, you don't necessarily need any props. We'll see how we go. Taking the soles of the feet together, the knees wide, and then just holding the feet, holding the toes, and then just gently butterfly the knees. Still keeping that concentration on your breath. Maybe use the practice, or if you have a dedication to the practice, maybe one of them can be closing the eyes and really getting into your inner world. Really noticing what's going on the inside, feeling the body, noticing the mind, the breath. Not so much about what's happening externally. Good. Find some stillness with the knees, and then taking the elbows onto the calves or in front of the calves, coming into a bit of a fold, dropping the chin down towards the chest. Finding what feels right for you in terms of the position. Now try and hold maybe just a little bit back at first, maybe just holding yourself up, and then use the breath to start to allow yourself to get into the pose and work with the breath and the body together. We're not going to hold the poses as long as traditional yin today, because we're going to add some different movements in, so it's yin on speed a little bit. Maybe you can release the hands out in front, the palms on the floor. Maybe you prefer to hold the feet. Good. Slowly coming back up. Release the knees back. And then come into hands into knees. Good. And then spread the fingers, have the knees underneath the hips. And then just shimmy the hips from side to side, making sure that the shoulders are over the wrists. Good. Shimmy from side to side. Maybe take the upper back in the opposite direction to the hips. Good. Extend the right leg up behind you, come up into the toes, you're lifting the knee off the floor. And then lift that right foot and take it all the way over to the left hand side. And then just look towards that left foot. Push the right hip towards the right side of the mat. Pad this left knee more if you need to. Checking out your toes and your feet. Notice if you can feel the stretch somewhere around the right rib cage, the shoulder maybe it's the hip for you. Slowly coming back. Take that knee back underneath the hip, and then extend the left leg up onto the left toes, lift the knee. And then take it all the way over to the right hand side, and look over to the right foot. Take the hip slightly left. Pad the knee again if you need to. Awesome. Slowly bring that knee back into the tabletop pose. Good. And then we're going to come into a downward facing dog here briefly. So maybe taking the hands slightly wider, tuck the toes, keep the knees real bent as you lift up into a downward facing dog, and then just pedal one heel out and then the other. Good. And then walk the hands back towards the feet. So you find yourself in a ragdoll at the back of the mat. You can bend the knees so the hands come down to the ground, or you take hold of opposite elbows. Maybe rock from side to side. Good. Then we're going to slowly release the arms and roll up to standing. So bring the chin in towards the chest, and you want to feel each vertebra as you come up. So you want to come up really nice and slow. Really, really nice and slow. So then the head comes up last, and the chin is still tucked in until the very last moment. Good. Good, good, good. So take the feet underneath the hips. A little bit of mindful walking here randomly. Randomly, but we should be doing it. We're going to kiss the earth a little bit with this quick sequence. So just with the left foot, tip the left foot out, land on the heel, and then see how slowly you can place the sole of the foot and the feet down, the toes down, so the feet are flat. Once the foot lands, once you really notice it, start lifting the heel on the back foot. So you peel that foot off, and then there's a balance test as you slowly transition the right foot in front of you, landing heel first, and the sole of the foot, ball of the foot, and then the toes. And then this left heel starts to lift, so the toes eventually come off the ground. A bit of a balance challenge as you slowly take the left foot out in front of you, heel, sole of the foot, toes. And then the right foot starts to peel off the floor, landing on the heel, sole of the foot, toes. This left foot then, when you come up this time, will land at the top of the mat. Guess what's coming up? Right foot takes off, landing behind you on the toes, sole of the foot, and then the heel. Lean back, bend the right knee. See if you can then just take that left foot. You can drag it. If your balance is wobbly, you can drag it. Otherwise, lifting, landing down on the toes, sole of the foot, heel. And then lifting the right foot off the floor, taking behind you, toes, sole of the foot, heel. And then this left foot eventually will come to land next to the right foot. So you land at the back of the mat. Good. Good, 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 good. Slowly coming down to the middle of the mat. Now if you have got a block or something, you could have it handy. We're just going to take a squat pose, a yogi squat pose. So taking the feet out wide, or the toes out wide with the heels pointing in. And then the first option without a block is just to take the elbows to the inside of the knees. It's quite early for this kind of pose, but why not? But if and then when we're pushing the knees into the arms into the knees, and we're lifting. If we do want a bit more yin-like variation, is that we could come to sit on the block or a book and take the hands in between, still getting that stretch for the inner thigh and the groin area. Maybe just closing down the eyes with the hands, and then Jali Mudra in front of the heart. Just concentrating on the breath. If you are in the full pose, come to sit now, and if you're onto the block, just removing the block. Good. And then we're going to slowly make our way down onto our backs. And then take the right ankle, place it above the left knee. And then draw the legs in towards you, interlace the fingers around the left thigh or the right knee, and the left knee. Into the reclining figure four, stretching through the hip and the glute. And then just gently encouraging the legs in towards you, keeping the lower back grounded. Just concentrating on your breath into the silence or into the music or whatever may be playing in your area, in your practice. Good. See if you can, with the eyes closed, Release the hands and then place the left foot down onto the ground. And then the same with the right foot. And then taking the left ankle, placing it over the right knee so the left knee comes out to the side. And then drawing the legs in, interlacing the fingers behind the right thigh or in front of the right knee. Releasing the right foot with the eyes closed, and then releasing the left foot. And then take the feet out as wide as the mat, and then swing both knees over to the left hand side. See if you can keep the right shoulder down. Keep the gaze for now up towards the sky. Let this just be about the hips and the outside of the IT band on the right hand side. Then lift the knees up so the feet are as wide as the mat, and then take the knees to the right hand side. You rest the hands onto the stomach, onto the chest, to the side. Good. Bringing the knees back up, straightening up the legs. Take all the arms overhead, take a full body stretch. Nice. And then take the legs, so both ankles, both feet, keep the hips where they are, but take the legs over to the right hand side of the mat. And then either keep the legs together or take the left ankle and place it on the right ankle. And then start to shimmy the upper body over too. And then the right hand's going to take hold of the left wrist. And then the gaze is going to be towards the left or towards the sky. If this is too much for you, you could leave the upper body where it was or keep the arms extended out to the side if you have some extra tightness in the shoulder. And just closing down the eyes and noticing what's happening in your body. So we're clearing a lot of energy here and helping the channels that the energy moves through around the bodies to be cleared by holding these postures. We're also helping our organs by doing this, assisting them. I'm going to call this yin on the go, I think. Taking the body back to the center, so slowly bring the arms first and then the legs. And then when you're right back into that neutral position, take a full body stretch again. And then take the legs off to the left-hand side this time. And then either the legs stay next to each other or the right ankle goes on top of the left. And then the upper body shimmies over to the left-hand side. And the left hand takes hold of the right wrist this time. Gaze to the sky or to the right, feeling the stretch down the right-hand side. You can increase your banana shape if so needed, if you have that flexibility. And then just observe the breath, close down the eyes. Good. Slowly take the legs to the center, and then the upper body, and then just hug in the knees. Give yourself a hug. You can even rock a little bit from side to side. Good. And then we're going to do a little bit of a breath concentration practice with the soles of the feet together, the knees go wide. Always got the option in the end to put blocks underneath the thighs if the knees are really lifted. And then we're going to close the eyes, bring the chin slightly towards the chest. You stay laying, I'm going to sit and describe it. We're just going to do a couple of rounds of box breath, so counting on the inhale for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and then keeping the breath out for 4, but lying down with the soles of the feet together. Good, okay, so let's do this together. So take a big inhale and exhale through the nose. And when you're ready, I'll count you in. Inhaling nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Retain the breath. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. And then keep the breath out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into the inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Keep the breath out. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Keep the breath out. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Retain the breath out. One more round. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Good. And keep the breath out. Good. Inhale and exhale normally through the nose. Just observe the breath, observe the body. And then maybe straighten out the legs, one leg and then the other leg. Just move straight into Shavasana. And of course you can stay here as long as you want after the video. Maybe just moving the head a little bit from side to side, relax the shoulders. Just making sure that the body feels comfortable. Maybe you're still noting the observation of the breath, and you can even keep the box breath going a little bit if that feels right to you. Eventually letting the breath go and let the breath become really subtle. And notice, even though the practice might have been quite fast today, having this a little bit of concentration on some yin type poses and some breath work, notice how the body feels different. Notice how the mind appears different throughout these type of classes, irrespective of the length of the classes. Notice how you feel now compared to how maybe you felt before you came to do the class. Just be here with yourself for a moment. Let any thoughts come, let any emotions come, but just observe them. Notice that they're there. It's almost like, there is some sadness or some joy. I am thinking a lot about these things in my life at the moment. Just notice that they're there. And then also notice that the physical body is touching the floor. The physical body is resting onto the floor. Hopefully also you're giving yourself permission to allow the physical body to relax. Good. Feel that gratitude, that space in your heart for yourself, showing up for your practice. For taking some time out for you, whether it's short, whether it's long, whether you're busy or not busy, that you made it here. And there's a reason that you come to practice. And then either staying in the relaxation in Shavasana, or you're going to slowly start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, turn the head gently from side to side. Take a full body stretch, bring the legs together, hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock from side to side, and then gently just come to rest onto one side. Slowly, with your eyes closed, bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. And sometimes we do have really, really busy lives. Sometimes we do have to do shorter practices because we've got a lot going on. But we also know that we can just find some time for ourselves to practice, because we understand there's a deeper knowing than beyond the mind that this is really beneficial, that this is helping me, that this is taking me somewhere, that this calms me, that this brings me to another state of my awareness of my being, whatever it may be. And why you show up to practice is an act of self-care, an act of self-love to you and for those around you. Bringing the hands to heart center into a prayer pose. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, inhaling through the nose. Retain the breath. And then exhale through the mouth, let it go. Taking the thumbs, place them to the center of the third eye, to the forehead. And then to the mouth. And then to your heart space. Bowing the chin down towards the chest in honor of this practice, the teachings, and for you for taking time out today in an act of self-love, self-care. And until we practice again together, from my heart to yours, Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Namaste, 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 namaste. See you again soon.